The Prime Minister has left the political storm behind in Ottawa and will try to reach Iqaluit today to apologize to Canada's Inuit population this morning after a literal blizzard kept him out of Nunavut. Joining us this morning is the Globe and Mail's Laura Stone. I was laughing earlier about your tweet from yesterday after that press conference that just said, thoughts? We'll talk about your thoughts this morning. All of the controversy and attention focused on snc-lavalin right now. Is the Prime Minister going to be able to focus on this apology that's now a day late and many, many decades late, according to the Inuit community this morning?
Well, I mean, he will, and it was interesting how he was asked at his press conference yesterday if he's going to apologize to Jody Wilson-Raybould or for this snc-lavalin affair, and he said, well, I'm going to make an apology in Nunavut later today. Of course, that was delayed. He's going to try to move on, Anne-Marie, but it's going to be difficult. I mean, he's holding a media availability later today. I doubt that he will not be asked more questions about the Jody Wilson-Raybould affair, including why not apologize to her? Are you standing firm and insisting that you've done nothing wrong when you've just lost 2 cabinet ministers over this?
Several opposition MPs have also called now for this emergency meeting to decide whether or not to ask Jody Wilson-Raybould back to testify before the House Justice Committee. Liberals have already blocked one attempt by the opposition to have her speak again. Is this a futile effort?
I don't think it is, actually, because if you'll recall, the committee initially only wanted to call 3 witnesses, Michael Wernick, the clerk of the Privy Council, and a couple other officials. And then, facing pressure, they actually agreed to call Jody Wilson-Raybould. Then we had Gerald Butts, the Prime Minister's former principal secretary, who quit as well. Then he testified. You know, this is a way for the opposition to keep putting pressure on the government. And Jody Wilson-Raybould has said that she wants to come back and tell another side of the story. This is like the never-ending story. One side responds and another side responds. You know, even if they don't succeed in calling her back, I think they can show, you know, why won't the Liberals want to hear from her again?
The Prime Minister yesterday talking about you know, saying I have an open office, or his perception was that anyone has a problem, they could come to me, implying Jody Wilson-Raybould did not. But another Liberal MP tweeted out yesterday, Selina Chavin called out the Prime Minister. Her tweet said, I did come to you recently twice. Remember your reactions. What is this about?
Yeah, this had Ottawa kind of a buzz. Everyone was retweeting that, including me. We don't know exactly what she's talking about because she hasn't fully explained, but it's hard to see this as anything other than a challenge to Justin Trudeau's leadership. I mean, she's quoting something directly that he said in the press conference and revealing that she had come to him with some sort of issue. You know, we know that Selina Chavin is not running again for re-election, and when she wrote her note explaining that, she said it's not because of the snc-lavalin affair, but there does seem to be some caucus management issues going on. He's lost Jody Wilson-Raybould, Jane Philpott. Now we have Selina openly challenging him on Twitter. And, you know, the Prime Minister is now, you know, he's in a bit of a bind because is he going to be removing these women from caucus? They have a lot of power and a lot of respect as well.
I want to look ahead to March 18th, so it's about 10 days away. They are supposed to present their federal budget. Are they going to be able to focus on the budget, given that this snc-lavalin issue does not seem to be going away, despite their best efforts?
They're going to try, Anne-Marie. You know, budget day, everyone is going to be focused on that. I mean, you can't ignore the federal budget, especially leading up in an election year. I mean, what kind of goodies are going to be presented in there to the average person? But you can bet that the opposition is going to try to keep this going. And like I said, what happens to these MPs in caucus now? And I think that this story is not going away.
Yeah, and, you know, the Prime Minister saying he had put together this cabinet specifically for an election year. It is unraveling. We'll continue to follow the story. Thanks for coming in to wrap up the week for us, Laura.
Thank you.